Welcome to Shakeology School. I'm going to give people a couple minutes to log on. Go ahead and tag your challengers, other coaches. I'm just going to go grab a couple things and I'll be right back. As you jump on, tag people and remind people that this is happening so we can get a big turnout. I'm going to give it a couple minutes for people to jump on and then I will start school. School will be in session. So just waiting to see who jumps on, and I'm gonna go ahead and head over to the event and post on it and make sure that people who RSVP'd yes to the event know this is happening. Remind people, make sure you're tagging people, tag anybody, your success partner. Let's see, Shakeology School is in session. Head to the wall to tune in live. And we will get started here. Let's see, 102. Let's wait till like 105 and we'll get started. So this is, if you're watching the pre-recording, you can fast forward a couple minutes. So hey Amber. Start tagging people, you guys. Tag all your customers. Tag everybody. Remind other coaches this is happening. Share the event. Share. We are going to educate about Shakeology because Shakeology is something that you should be drinking for life. So let me just wait a couple more minutes. I'm like so excited. We're gonna have such a great time. One of my favorite things to do as a health provider, as like what I consider myself, is educate people on why this is so important. Because I think sometimes we have goals that don't really associate with the product, you know, and I want to make sure that you guys, you have time to run to the bathroom. If you can go pee you got 2 minutes, go pee. As long as it sticks to a number 1, you'll have time. So I'll wait till 105 to start. Tag people, tag all of your customers, all of your challengers, tag the coaches on your team, tag anybody and everybody who you really feel needs to watch this, which is everybody and anybody who's in this group. 1 more minute and we'll get started as people are continuing to jump on. We got 42 people on right now. And a couple more minutes. Somebody's running to the bathroom, so I'll wait for them and then we will get started. Tag your people, tag your people, then we'll get started. I don't know about you guys, but I love geeking out on health, and I will have you know, just a little backstory while we wait. When I first found Shakeology, I didn't know anything about holistic health. I didn't know anything about Chinese herbs or medicine. I didn't know anything about like true, and I don't even want to say weight loss. I want to say like, I didn't know anything about the true transformation in which my body could have on a cellular level until I got Shakeology. I started drinking it, and so I was on it for, you know, more than just a couple days. I was on it for like a couple weeks is when I started to really feel the mental clarity and the energy and the digestion. So really quick, while you guys, you know, let's make this interactive. You know, what was one of the first things you started to notice when you were drinking Shakeology? I know for me, like cravings, I'd say the top 3 were cravings, mental clarity, and digestion. Like those are like my top 3 where I felt that like within the first 2 weeks of drinking it every day, and I have never missed a day since. And you guys, it's been 7 years. I've been drinking Shakeology every single day for 7 years. And so now it's 1:06, so I'm going to go ahead and get started on Shakeology. So I rotate between the chocolate whey and the vegan whey formula. I used to drink vegan, but I found that my body responds better to animal-based products rather than vegan and plant-based. Too much pea and too much just like too much grains and stuff like that, like makes me bloat. And so, do understand that like different formulas, like if the whey is not working for you, understand that you may need to try the vegan and vice versa. Vegan is not always healthier, it depends on your biodiversity. And we are going to talk about biodiversity a lot with 8-Day Obsession, because biodiversity is one of the things that you're going to really start to learn about your body, is that, biodiversity, it's really, we vary from person to person. So let's keep those benefits. We're talking positivity. What are some positive things you've gotten from Shakeology? We're not talking about negative things. Let's keep it benefits equals positive. So if you're one of those people who always goes to the negative, let's talk about the positive, because that's what we're here. We're here to change our life, and that starts in your mind. A lot of health starts in the mind, and so. I've noticed that sometimes when we post things in the group, there's a lot of positive comments, and then somebody has just a negative thing to say. And I'm wondering, if that is why they're here to begin with, why they've gotten themselves in this situation to begin with, is like, do they always go to something negative? And if you're somebody who always goes to the negative, I really want to encourage you to really change that and to go to the positive. And I'm going to share with you all of the positive things that you will get out of Shakeology from drinking it every single day. Oh my God, I got those talon nails too, Eve. My nails do not break. Like I can't cut them fast enough. Like I have like Coke pinkies. They're like, it's ridiculous. So let's talk about what's in Shakeology. So let me first tell you what Shakeology is not. Shakeology is not a protein shake. I can't tell you how often I see people say like, oh, I'm just going to go back to the protein shake I was drinking, or I'm going to find another protein shake, or I'm going to find another meal replacement. There is nothing on the market that compares. Nothing. There's stuff that has some of the stuff in it, and there's stuff that says it has the same ingredients, but not all spirulina is the same. Not all, just because it says it has the same ingredient in it doesn't mean that it's the same quality of ingredient. And this is one of the conversations I had with one of the co-founders of Beachbody, John Congdon. We were in Tahiti on a work trip, and we were talking about spirulina and he was talking about like the testing that goes into the ingredients that they put in Shakeology, and the amount of work that goes into making sure that the ingredients that are in here stay high quality too, because for example, like Garden of Life, they just got bought by Nestle. Nestle is known to have genetically modified food in their General Mills, like processed food. And so, now it says Garden of Life, but it's owned by big business. It's owned by, something that's going to take the ingredients and make it cheaper, while it appears to be, as quality, because the labels don't change, the ingredients don't change, but the ingredients actually will probably change, because they're probably going to seek out, cheaper ingredients to make a better profit margin. And one of the things that you'll never, while it's a big investment, you'll never have to worry about Beachbody taking the ingredients and making them a cheaper version to increase the profit margin. They are so anal about quality control that they literally reformulate the shake they'll eliminate ingredients if the company that is providing the ingredient can't do it in a sustainable fashion or can't do it in a way that provides the best quality. So they'll literally test like tons of different kinds of spirulina to make sure that it's the best quality, because not all spirulina is made the same. Or for example, that's just one example. And then they'll continue to test them. The quality control continues to go. It is not just like, oh, I made it, done, forever, same. Like they will continue to test it over and over and over again to make sure that the company that's providing the superfoods doesn't pull a fast one on them to increase their profit margin, and they will pull ingredients if that happens. A lot of the ingredients are also sourced sustainably, like the vanilla, for example. It's sourced from like family farms in Madagascar. So it also goes into, you know, small businesses and family farms. A lot of the superfoods are sourced from, you know, the Peruvian rainforest, and they are sourced from farmers who, while they don't have the organic label, it is organic because it is literally the ingredients are from like the nutrient-rich soils that are in the Amazon. The soil in the Amazon is not the same soil that is at your local farm stand in the States and are growing a tomato. The tomatoes that would come out of the soil in the Amazon rich, you know, vegetation, and what creates like rich soil is the vegetation that falls from the trees and all the animals, and the fact that it's not leached from over farming. So the tomato that would be grown in the rainforest is going to be completely different than the tomato that's grown, you know, the General Mills, for example, or like at a factory farm that is non-organic. Have you ever tasted an organic sweet cherry tomato that's grown in nutrient-rich soil versus a generic non-organic one? It's like candy versus cardboard. They are like two completely different tomatoes. I remember one time I was at work and I had bananas and strawberries, and I had organic, and this was back when I was a waitress still, but I was a coach. I was working towards becoming a full-time coach, and my manager was like, "What are you eating?" And I was like, "Oh, organic strawberries and bananas." And he was like, "Is organic really that much better than regular?" And I was like, "I don't know, see for yourself." And I gave him a strawberry. He was like, "Oh my God, this tastes so good." And I was like, there is a difference. And they're not, the reason why it's not labeled organic is because, you guys, organic only means that it becomes more expensive for the customers who already complain enough that it's too expensive, and it becomes more expensive for the farmers. That would basically ask that all the farmers, these, you know, these small family farms and these small businesses in the, you know, in these different parts in second and third world countries would have to go and get an organic license, and that would up their costs. I lived in Puerto Rico for 2 years. I bought all my veggies from an organic farmer. Was it certified organic? No, because that would take away income from her family. It was a family farm and it was organic, and she told me it was organic, and I believed her because, you know, I had that trust in her. You have to have the same trust that Beachbody is giving you the quality that it says it's giving you. They're not going to lie to you. They can't say they're giving you something and they're not giving it to you the way they say they're going to. So let's talk about the ingredients. So, just so you know, in order to get all the ingredients in one bag of Shakeology, this would cost like $900. So for everybody who like complains about price, I'm like, have you ever gone to Whole Foods and like gotten like a bag of chia seeds and a bag of maca and a bag of, you know, of whatever, all the superfoods? They're like, literally each bag is like $20. And then to take all of that and to add all of that into a shake would taste freaking disgusting. So in order for it to get to this point where it has all this stuff in it and it tastes good, it takes a lot of work and it's very expensive. And honestly, you guys, it only breaks down to like $4 or $5 a day. That is a drive-through Happy Meal. Like $4 or $5 a day is not a lot. It feels expensive because you're buying it in bulk. So up front, you're buying it up front, but long term, you're saving more money. So you got to be a visionary with your health. You have to be a long-term thinker. You have to think in terms of of what are you saving long term. You're saving on hospital bills. You're saving on, you know, getting sick and missing pay. I used to get sick almost every 3 months before I started drinking Shakeology. Now I get sick once every 2 years. So how much work do you miss because you get sick? You know, how many memories do you miss with your children because you're sick? You know, what about long term? What about fighting cancer and fighting free radical damage and the quality of life that you're having? I feel like the $4 investment a day into your health is worth way more than you may think. And that when it comes to investing in your health, and the reason why coaches always say that is because we're trying to help you to understand that this is a big picture thinking. Like Shakeology is big picture thinking. It's not thinking like, how much can I, you know, penny smart and dollar stupid, and, you know, where can I cut corners to get the same results for less money? you're not going to. You have to learn how to go all in with your health and all in with, you know, making it work. And honestly, like, if you don't like the taste of Shakeology, it's probably because your taste buds are so out of whack that you literally do not like the taste of something in its pure form. You guys, okay, what makes this taste like chocolate is cocoa powder. And what gives it the sweetness is literally cane sugar. If you don't like the taste of that, then your taste buds are probably so accustomed to eating artificially sweetened foods, or foods that are sweetened with table sugar and sweeteners that are not real, that you don't even like the taste of something that's all natural. Doesn't that kind of scare you? You know, doesn't that kind of scare you that you don't like the taste of something that is literally pure cocoa powder? That is how it's sweetened, with cocoa powder and where's the sugar? Hold on. It's cane sugar, but I just want to find it. I'm not finding it. Yeah, organic cane sugar, which, by the way, organic cane sugar is a superfood in itself. So what is going to help you? So you know what we always say? We always say, you taught yourself how to like tequila, you can teach yourself how to like health food. So, you know, anything that you don't like, you have to keep eating it in order to adjust your taste buds, in order to get used to it. It's going to take time. It takes the average person about 20 or so tastes of something to change the way that it tastes to you. That's why when I don't like something, I take a taste anyway. Even if I don't like it, I always take a taste, because then I know long term I will eventually like it, or it won't bother me as much. And that's why I like such a wide variety of veggies and, you know, all the food that I like. And I'm not a picky eater, because my mom always taught me, take your Girl Scout bite. And I had to try every single thing that was on my plate, even if I didn't like it. So if you have kids, it's a really great thing to help them to have a wide variety of taste for all different kinds of foods. So you gotta take your Girl Scout bite. You gotta drink your Shakeology every day. It's gonna take time. It'll probably take about a month for your taste buds to adapt, but then eventually you won't be able to live without it. And you got to think of this, you got to think of the whole point of this program in 8-Day Obsession is to help you to change your relationship with food and stop looking at it like something that I can only eat that if it tastes good. I can only eat that if it provides pleasure. You know, food is not supposed to be a sport. It's not supposed to be an activity. It's supposed to be something that you do for fuel. It's supposed to be something that you do to either heal your body and to fuel it, or you're going to be eating in a way that destroys your body and makes it sicker. So you have those two choices, and you have to, like, you're an adult, take your medicine. Like, this is literally like, you have to start to stop, you know, only eating things that you like. You know, you have to start learning how to eat things because it's healthy for you. And this does not even taste bad. So you also may want to consider that you're making a recipe. Like, I've literally had people tell me, I hate the way Shakeology tastes. And I'm like, well, how'd you make it? And they're like, they literally put like lukewarm tap water in a cup and put their Shakeology in and stirred it with a spoon. I was like, that sounds freaking disgusting. Like, who would drink Shakeology like that? I wouldn't even like it like that. Like, I drink everything. You know, I'll drink any green juice you give me if you tell me make me live longer, make me look younger longer. So, you know, and think of this also in terms of anti-aging. You know, like, this is an investment. This is a health investment. It has cleared up my skin. It has made my hair grow longer and stronger, and my nails, and, you know, and I've been drinking it for 7 years. My skin looks better at 32 than it did at 24. And I'm not saying Beachbody is gonna, you know, is a cure-all. I'm not saying it's like this, you know, magic thing that is you're never gonna get cancer. And like, I'm not making these like crazy claims. I'm just saying that has been my experience, where it has literally helped me to age backwards. It's helping me to either slow down aging or reverse it. And for me, you know, a big part of health and fitness is living longer and living better. So something to think about. So let's talk about the breakdown of what's in Shakeology. So we have proprietary blends of protein, and it's not just one type of protein. Even the whey protein formula has a variety. It has whey protein, pea protein, sacha inchi, chia, and flax and quinoa. So it's still plant-based. There is 5 different kinds of plant-based proteins and whey. So it's not only whey. So you're getting a blend of protein. So one of the things that we always encourage you guys to eat is a variety of proteins with your meal plan. Like, don't eat the same proteins over and over again, because your body needs a variety of proteins. That is what's going, like, think about, like what Tony Horton always says, variety is the spice of life. That's why when you do different workouts, and why Autumn's going to change the rep schemes every week, because the more your body has a variety of things going into it, the healthier it will be. So, and what all protein is the buildup of, it's basically amino acids. Amino acids is the building blocks of your protein. And so, so when people say like, oh, I'll just go back to drinking my protein shake, you guys, this is your protein shake. Recover is your protein shake. So every time you say that, a Beachbody coach loses its wings, because it is not a protein shake. Your Recover is a protein shake. This is what you it's what you drink after your workout to maximize sports performance. This is specifically designed and engineered to help you to recover, to help you to not have the onset of DOMS, which is basically it's like I forgot what DOM stands for, but it's basically when you get sore like 2 days after. It's like, you know how sometimes you'll work out, you're not that sore, and the next day you're like, oh my God, that is DOMS. So this helps you to not continue to get sore, and to continue to help you. It also has a variety of branched chain amino acids, but the ingredients list is way shorter. This is the ingredients list. It's literally this long. Okay, yes, delayed onset muscle soreness. Thank you, Jessica. I had it in my head, but then I lost it. So many educated people here. So this is a protein shake. So when you say, oh, I'm just going to go back to drinking my protein shake instead of Shakeology, no. This is what you drink right after your workout. And so this is a meal. This is daily dose of your dense nutrition. So think of it this way. Your portion control containers are your macronutrients, and your Shakeology is your micronutrients. And micronutrients are super, super, super important. So, like I was saying, there is protein in here, but this is not a protein shake. It's in here because protein is the building blocks of your body, and you need protein to stay healthy. But honestly, like most of the Recover is formulated for soreness and to help maximize your workouts. But a variety of protein also needs to come from with the macronutrients that you're eating, not just micronutrients. You'll notice that you eat a lot of macronutrients and you drink your Shakeology. You don't just drink Shakeology. Okay, so proprietary superfood antioxidant blend. So I went to Peru last year, and literally, like, we drank camu with every meal, and I'm such a superfood nerd that I was like, oh my God, I'm drinking camu from the Amazon rainforest, like, with every meal. Like, I'm getting superfoods from every meal. But it is sugary, and it has a lot of sugar in it, and juice has a lot of sugar in it. That's why I'm not an advocate for juicing, because it does end up having a lot of juice, and you're stripping the fiber, and it tastes good, and it makes you feel healthy, but honestly, long term and for physical results as well, it has a lot of sugar. But it was still such a novelty for me. There's a lot of other antioxidant blends, and who knows what antioxidants. Like, what do you always read about antioxidants when you read any health magazine or any beauty magazine? I think there's like one girl actually has like an entire like beauty book about all centered around like antioxidants. And I'm just like, girl, just drink your Shakeology. You don't need to sell people these, this book. They just need to drink Shakeology. It's acerola cherry, bilberry, lithium berry, green tea, luohan, gao, pomegranate, rose hips, vitamins A, C, and D. So you're like, okay, so what does that mean? What is a superfruit antioxidant blend? So we have other fruits that you probably know about that have antioxidants in them, like blueberries and raspberries and strawberries, which is why it's important to eat your purples. But your body does depend on antioxidants to heal. And this is where, if you ever hear me, I used to have cystic acne before I started Shakeology, and where I always talk about healing your body on a cellular level, this is where this happens. Antioxidants, they inhibit oxidation in your body. So basically it creates balance in your body, like pH balance is something we're always striving for in our bodies. So there's when in balance, your body has a lot of good, like necessary. So hold on a second. Let me read this so I know I'm saying it right. I took notes, so I'm reading from my notes. Okay, so we have a lot of 21st century issues that a lot of people like to pretend is normal, but it's not normal. A lot of things that cause stress and give you basically like free radical damage. So free radicals come from sun exposure, they come from air pollution, they come, like if you live in a city and you're walking around a lot of cars and you know, buses, that is also pollution. We're breathing in pollution on a daily basis just by the air we breathe. The further and further you live away from the ocean, the more polluted your air is. Ocean actually like provides, ocean is where 80% of our oxygen comes from the plants in the ocean, which is why ocean health is so important and I'm so passionate about it. And you'll always wonder, you know, we always all see, like when we're in the mountains or by the ocean, that the oxygen is cleaner. You can feel it, you can smell it, you can breathe it. And basically it's because we are getting hit by stress all the time. The news, you know, day-to-day life struggles, work, homework, even when you work out, you know, you're putting stress on your body. It's good stress, but it's still stress. Not getting enough sleep, TV, radiation from our phones, like it's all hitting your body every single day. And what are you doing to, you know, to offset that? You're drinking Shakeology because this blend of proprietary and also the adaptogen blend also helps with this, with free radicals, which is why I really truly believe in this as far as, you know, preventative medicine. This is Chinese medicine. These are herbs that, you know, like when you go to Peru, they don't have doctors. They have little carts that are set up. And they're basically like, they look like little smoothie carts. And that is where people go to get their medicine. They tell them their ailment and they make them drinks out of these superfoods and these antioxidants that we get in Shakeology. They don't have doctors. They get all of their medicine from the rainforest. And what Darren O'Lean did is he went and he took all of this and he put it into a bag for Western society and for all of us to have our hands on. People who live, you know, in the middle of the United States, who don't have access to everywhere, you know, all of the UK, Canada, United States, we don't have access to these, you know, these nutrient rich fruits. And it was so interesting to be in Peru and see, like, you know, you order like whatever ailment you have and you get a juice, you know, that is like literally what they do. And so it's like, it was so cool to see that in real life because I'm like, oh my God, this is like what I do for a living. I give people medicine and it just feels so good. So basically, you know, by having these antioxidants every single day, it helps fight that free radical damage. It helps fight stress. And I do believe a big reason why I personally had cystic acne and weight gain was also because of the food I ate and not the right exercises, but also because I was super stressed out and I didn't have anything to fight that. So this is like your daily dose of medicine. Yeah, so these specific antioxidants, like rich fruits, have been chosen specifically because of the high amount of antioxidant properties that they have. Okay, so now we have proprietary super green phytonutrient blend. So I'm sure we've all heard about like the moringa craze, chlorella, which is basically like algae. I used to drink chlorella like straight up and it's like drinking like algae. It's so nasty. Spirulina, spinach, and kale. So what are phytonutrients? So phytonutrients are basically, they are substances that are distinct in plants. So it's what, you know, makes the plants strong and what gives benefit to the animals that eat them. And the animals that also eat them are us. I eat a lot of spinach and I eat a lot of kale. And then I get moringa, chlorella, and spirulina for my Shakeology every single day. If you were to buy moringa, chlorella, and spirulina, and I mean quality, you're going to be paying a lot of money. And a lot of people, moringa is such a hot thing that there's a lot of people who are selling really shitty versions of moringa. So, you know, this is the actual, like, the highest quality moringa that you can get. So remember that not all, you know, not all of them are made the same. Not all of them are created equal. Just like all Beachbody coaches not created equal. And you guys all have amazing coaches by being associated with this team. So they're also what gives fruits and veggies their various colors. You know how we always say eat the rainbow, and how, like, you know, my philosophy behind food is that I want my dish to be as colorful as possible. Not everybody loves veggies. So, you know, just know that, like, you know, if you're not somebody who loves to eat a big bowl of veggies, you are getting your big bowl of veggies when you drink your Shakeology, except it tastes like chocolate. So you can, like, you know, go to bed every night knowing that at least you had your Shakeology, even if you're somebody who has to torch your veggies until all the nutrients are cooked out of them in order to eat them. And anytime you cook a veggie, you are leaching the nutrients out of it. If it's to the point where the veggie is soft, there is no more nutrients in it. And every single time a veggie gets picked and put into process to go into a grocery store, the longer and longer and longer the veggie is actually separated from the roots and the plant, the more and more and more nutrients leach away from it. So that by the time that it goes from the farm to the fridge to your plate, by the time it goes into your mouth, there's not a lot of nutrients in it anymore, because and also full-grown plants don't have a lot of nutrients in them. Microgreens and microplants have a lot more nutrients in them, which is why they use the young versions of the plants for Shakeology. And so, you know, someone like me, I eat a lot of microgreens because baby plants are nutrient rich, and by the time they grow, they really don't have that much nutrients anymore. So, drink your Shakeology every day. Okay. Proprietary aptogen blend: ashwagandha, astragalus, cordyceps, maca, maitake, reishi, schisandra. So, what are aptogens? So they're exactly what they sound like. They've traditionally been used to help the body to adapt and to respond to stress. So this is not only do the antioxidant blend help with stress. Obviously, we're noticing that stress is a problem, right? I call it the silent killer. I truly believe that stress is what makes people sick more than they'd like to admit or like to believe. And that's one of the reasons why, you know, as coaches, we really push the coaching lifestyle, and we really want people to do this, because you can eliminate stresses from your life in all different kinds of ways. And if you want to learn more about that, like financially and with time and like your job, you know, those are things that coaches can provide for you too, in terms of an income opportunity and changing your lifestyle. So that's something you can talk to your coach about if you're interested in. But let's get back to the health aspect of it. So aptogens have been used by cultures across the planet for centuries. This is Chinese medicine. This is stuff that is like been used in other cultures for a very, very long time. People in the United States are still not caught up. I feel like we're like so behind on holistic health, but we are waking up. It's, you know, 7 years ago when I first started drinking Shakeology, people knew nothing about superfoods. And I feel like 7 years later, I've definitely gotten to see the world around me evolve in terms of people waking up and noticing that there's something wrong with our food systems, and that, you know, what we're eating is not necessarily like really fueling us the way it's supposed to. So you can do all the science you want about aptogens. You can read all the science you want about it. But basically, this blend focuses on more of a holistic approach to traditional practices that can really help with the homeostasis and balance in your body and fight all those stresses that your body's put on every day. Like I told you guys, like, you know, environmental and, you know, financial and spiritual, like where our bodies are under a lot more stress than we realize. Like even just living in a city, your body's under stress because you're not surrounded around trees. You're not surrounded around clean oxygen. You're breathing dirty oxygen. If you live in California, you know, there's all that smog. It's one of the reasons why I don't live in California. That's literally like, I literally choose to live on the ocean. Like I'm looking at the ocean right now because of oxygen, because it is so important for life. And so you have to understand that like you are under so much stress, probably even just by your lifestyle, and you don't even realize it. And so Shakeology is helping you to fight that. This is why we change so much when we drink it from the inside out. So you can expect the change to be happening on the inside faster than it's going to happen on the outside. Or not faster, but like it's going to happen on the inside before you see it on the outside. Then we have our proprietary pre and probiotic digestive enzyme blends. So what is that? Yacon root, hickory root, bacillus coagulans, which are probiotics, amylase, cellulase, lactase, glucoamylase, alpha galactosidase, try to say these 10 times fast, invertase. As you can tell, these are all digestive enzymes. Anything with a lace or a taste at the end are digestive enzymes. What you may not know, or maybe you do know, maybe you haven't thought about it lately, but we do not have teeth in our stomach. So if you are swallowing food whole, you are missing an entire digestive process that goes on in your mouth. Amylase is actually the digestions in your mouth that help break down food. So when we say chew, 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 masticate, 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 something I really want you to work on with all the food you're eating is not swallowing it whole. It needs to be a liquid substance before it goes down your esophagus, because your stomach does not have teeth. Your stomach cannot chew it, and once it's in there, it's in there. If you swallow a big chunk of meat and it's in your stomach is going to have a really hard time breaking that down. And it's going to take a while, and it's probably going to start to putrefy in your stomach before it actually gets digested, which is what causes indigestion, gas. So a lot of people are really quick to blame Shakeology for these things, but maybe it's just the way you eat. Maybe you're not even eating correctly for your digestive process. Maybe you're eating things that Shakeology is trying to fight to help with the good flora in your gut, and you are eating all this bad flora, which is why when people are like, I started drinking Shakeology, but I didn't notice a change. In fact, I gained weight. Well, it's like, well, what else were you eating? Because Shakeology is supposed to go in accordance with somebody who's trying to make changes in their health, not somebody who's trying to binge drink and eat fast food and then drink Shakeology and think, oh, I'm going to lose weight. This is not a weight loss shake. This is not a weight loss gimmick. This is not sprinkle on, some white powder and eat whatever you want and you're going to be healthy and fit. That does not exist. Anything that is like a quick fix is exactly what it is. It's a quick fix, and it's not going to help you to have health long term. So remember, we're trying to think long term, be visionaries when it comes to where do you want your body to be 10, 20, 30 years from now? How do you want your skin to look 10, 20, 30 years from now? What kind of a grandparent do you want to be? How do you want to show up in the lives of others for the rest of your life? Do you want to be that old person with memory issues and mobility issues that your kids have to take care of, or do you want to be self-sufficient? These are all the things that you got to think about when you're investing into your health and into doing your fitness every day. It's not just about losing weight and looking good in a bikini. This is about health on like that level. So all of these laces and these probiotic health is super important. Your gut is supposed to have millions and billions and billions of probiotics and good bacteria in it. And a lot of our bacteria is killed off by our lifestyle. What you may not even realize is that a lot of the food you eat also kills off your bacteria. If you eat a lot of garlic, if you eat a lot of onion and stuff like that. I'm Living Food certified, and one of the things I learned when I got my certification is that a lot of people do eat Chinese medicine in terms of flavors. Like garlic is going to kill off. What do people tell you to eat when you're sick? They tell you swallow a clove of garlic. Why? Because it kills everything in your all the bacteria, good and bad. So it doesn't just pick the bad bacteria, also kills the good bacteria. So if you find yourself drinking Shakeology and you're having stomach issues and it's like making you sick, you might be eating things that are making you sick and you don't even realize how powerful they are. And then you throw in Shakeology on top of that and your stomach is like, whoa. So I think that we always think like, oh, it's, fast food, but really even healthy food sometimes can really mess up, your flora and your body and your body. You have to think of your body as a universe, and it's very fragile, and it has a really, intricate balance of cells and neurons and protons and all that really exciting stuff. I loved science as a kid, the only subject I loved, which is why I love all of this stuff that I'm talking about, because I find it so fascinating. And I encourage you to continue to educate yourself after you watch this video. But basically, probiotics such as Bacillus coagulans are digestible forms of beneficial bacteria. So you're putting that beneficial bacteria back into your gut that may have been taken out by whatever that you put in it, before you got healthy. And then we have the prebiotics, which are the roots, the hickory root, the yacon, and these basically are to help the gut biome in your body. And so the mixture of the prebiotics and the probiotics all to help like a healthy, it's basically like an ecosystem. It's kind of like one of those Disney movies with those little yellow characters. What are they called? And they have that little world, where you look in and they're all in that little world. What are they called? The yellow guys. I'm drawing a blank. But basically, like, that's what your gut should look like. It should look like all those different kinds of bacteria all living together in like this little, you know, place. And so the more and more that you put this in your body, minions, yes. So they're like, so think of bacteria and probiotics and all this stuff, the good bacteria as little minions. And what they're doing is they are creating like this really healthy environment in your gut, which is going to in turn make you healthier. It's going to make your skin look better. It's going to make your muscles grow. It's going to help to eliminate fat. It's going to give you energy. It's going to help your mind. Your gut and your mind are connected, you guys. Like literally, they call your stomach the second brain of your body. If your stomach has a lot of shit going on, it's going to reflect in your life. Like, they're connected. They're not, your whole body is connected. You can't start to think that, like, you know, that you're just, and take for granted the way that your organs work. They all need to work together, you know, and they all need to be fueled the same. And so if you don't have great probiotics and bacteria in your gut, guess what's also suffering? Your mind. And you're going to see that later on in life when, like, you know, you can't remember anything and you can't drive because you're so old and you messed up your whole entire body, that you are just one of those old people that have to sit in a chair in a lawn because at 60, 70, 80 years old, when there's other 60, 70, 80 years old hiking and traveling the world and scuba diving. I've met some incredible people who are 3 times my age who do things with their bodies that I can't even do. I met a lady in Belize once and she was like doing this one arm balance in yoga, and she was like 75 or something, and I can't even do that. And I was like, that shit is goals right there. So enzymes are catalysts that facilitate chemical reactions. So digestive enzymes break down the food you eat. And so after it leaves your mouth, and it's basically like, for example, amylase breaks down carbohydrates. Your saliva has amylase. I already said that. It's something I knew, I didn't have to read. Lactase breaks down dairy. So like lactase, you know, they say lactose intolerant, ding, 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 you know. So anything that has an ACE in it is an enzyme. So I just wanted to repeat that because, you know, digestion starts in your mouth, but it finishes in your gut. And these digestive enzymes are going to help facilitate digestion, which is why one of the reasons when people start drinking Shakeology, they become more regular, because the stuff in their stomach, instead of sticking to your colon walls and sticking to your stomach and sitting in your gut, it's actually coming out. I'm a huge component for, you know, hydrotherapy and stuff like that. And it's fascinating to see like how many years and years and years of buildup we have in our colon walls. And a lot of times when people get like ulcerative colitis and stuff like that, it's because they didn't take care of their colon health. And so your colon is super, super important. Your colon actually does like, it is basically, your colon is like your body. If you don't have a colon, you can't live. And so these things are going to help to keep your colon, you know, healthy, and to keep your bowel movements moving. I can't tell you how often I meet older people where they take all these things and like over-the-counter stuff. I see what's in people's bags, and they have all these over-the-counter things like Tums and all this stuff in their bag, and I've never taken that stuff. And I don't understand how somebody think it's okay to just take all these over-the-counter drugs instead of investing in something like this. It's not normal. Being on over-the-counter medicine, like you walk into Walgreens, it is stocked. And who is using all that shit? Not me. Somebody else is. Somebody else is very sick and is just putting a Band-Aid over their issues rather than attacking it from the source, which is the inside. So that's pretty much it. Basically, adaptogens, like I'm obsessed with them, and I always say the word wrong, but an adaptogenic herb is basically, like in a nutshell, it boosts your immune system, it helps manage a healthy weight, it increases your physical endurance and mental focus, it reduces discomfort caused by poor health, and it encourages a balanced mood. So I know for me, when I got off birth control and I got off, you know, over-the-counter drugs, and I got off all of these man-made things, and I started treating myself with Shakeology and all these other, like, you know, I started getting really into Chinese medicine, and I'm just like, I'm really into it. And when I started just replacing all of that with Shakeology, like, my mood levels are so even Steven. Like, it's very rare that I have a mood swing, and I don't overreact as much as I used to. I still have, you know, emotions, but at the same time, like, this is basically like the building blocks of health. And like, this is why everybody needs to drink it. for the rest of their life. This is not just something you drink for 21 days or 80 days and then you stop. It's not something you drink once in a while. It's something that you drink every single day. And when you do drink it every single day, I don't have my 365, but when you stay on Shakeology for an entire year, you get a 365 canister and a golden scoop from Beachbody. They'll send you one of these canisters. I'll show you what it looks like. Hold on. So there's two different things that you get. So when you stay on Shakeology for an entire year, meaning you're in Shakeology Home Direct for an entire year, you get the healthiest year of my life shaker cup. It says the 365er, and you get a golden scoop. And then when you stay on Shakeology every day for 2 years, you get the I Am 365 2-year strong canister. So since me and my husband have both been on it for years and years and years, we have 2 of those shaker cups and we have 2 of these canisters. And I have all the flavors, and so I have all the canisters and all the flavors. I have like a Shakeology bar in my kitchen. And yeah, I mean, that is like, you know, the base of Shakeology. This is something that, you know, everybody just needs to know, that like spread the word. Like people just don't take the time to learn about what they're actually drinking. They think that they're just drinking it to lose weight, and they think they're just drinking it to look good in a bikini. And that is the problem. People drink a lot of shitty products that promise a lot of you know, physical things. And we got to stop thinking in terms of physicality. We got to start thinking in terms of physiology. And we got to start really educating ourselves on what we're using and why we're using it. And we have to have goals centered more around just health, not just physical goals. Because you can look skinny and you can look great on the outside and be 50 years old on the inside. You know, I know a lot of people who look good and they eat like shit. And it's not, it's going to catch up to them, and they may look good on the outside, but on the inside they're rotting and they're dying. And so it's super important that you do help to spread the word, that you do become an advocate for Shakeology, and that you not only drink it, but you share about it. Because we need to help people to see the benefits and why, and change the way people look at health. You know, every single time I look at a health or a weight loss health magazine, or I walk down an aisle, there's always something like a Slim Fast or a Muscle Milk, or you know, these shitty products with crap in them. And people telling, you know, these health magazines telling people like, oh, drink this soup. Like I was in the aisle the other day and it said the weight loss soup. You only need to drink this soup and you lose 10 pounds. And I'm like, what? Like, what is this, 1960? Like, I feel like we are beyond that, you know, as a culture, but we're not. And some of us who have been, you know, really into health and fitness for a long time, we don't realize how bad it still is out there. And some of you who are new to drinking Shakeology and your friends and family are skeptical, and people are making excuses, you need to educate them, and you need to show them, because you know who's going to be taking care of them when they get sick? You are. And when people don't take care of themselves, they are more of a nuisance to the people around them than they are to themselves, because somebody has to take care of them when they get sick, and somebody has to go through the heartache of their declining health. And it's not going to be them. Well, it is going to be them. They have to deal with it. And so do you and your kids and everybody around you. You know, I've watched a lot of my family members die. I've lost multiple family members to heart disease. And I've also, I was going to say something about that subject, but you know, it's something that, like, I make my mom drink Shakeology every day. I call her, I text her, are you drinking it? She just doesn't, she has it and she's just not good about it. So I message her every day and I'm like, are you drinking Shakeology? If she complains to me about getting sick, I'm like, well, are you drinking your Shakeology? You know, I'm just very adamant about the fact that, like, it is going to help people. And so, you know, we all have to do our part. By drinking it and by sharing it with our loved ones, and by helping them to see the value in it and that how valuable it is, and to help them to change their lifestyles. So that's it. That's all I have to say. I just wanted to kind of give you guys a little education on what it is. I know this is a long video, and so I commend you if you got to the end. If you watched all of this, your brain is probably like, woo, blown right now. But you know what? You know, health is cool. Health health is interesting. Your body is so cool, like what it can do. Like you don't even have to think about some of the things that your body does. Your hand just moves. You don't even have to tell it to move. And we gotta keep taking care of it. We gotta take care of our body on a cellular level, our nerve endings, our muscles, our blood count, our white blood count. You guys, if I cut myself, I'm literally scabbed up within 24 hours. I'm healed in like a day or two. My body, my white blood count is so high that I literally like I heal like seriously like a mutant. And that's what you want. That's a good sign. If you cut yourself and it's like 3 days and it's still not closed, like you know that like something's not right there and something's not right. If you have acne, it's because the inside of your body is screaming. Your skin is an organ. Acne is your body on the inside trying to tell you something is wrong, something is not right inside, and I'm trying to tell you, and all you're doing is slapping, ointments and crap on top of it instead of taking care of it where it actually needs it, and that's on the inside. So I really hope that this is like mind opening to you. I hope you if anything, like you if you're not a coach, you sign up as one and you get your Shakeology for 25% off, and you get it on Home Direct, and you do that so that you stay on it and so that you never ever get off of it, because there's something about being accountable to others and sharing what we're doing that helps us to get, not only will I get it paid for, so you're literally not paying for it, but you and your friends and your family are going to be supplying each other's healthcare system. And I'm all about, health, us creating our own healthcare systems. And that's what I love about this community, is that everybody that's a coach, at least, they are funding their own Shakeology and their own healthcare system by helping other people to learn how to fund their own healthcare system through healthy eating and through, basically preventative medicine with Shakeology and just the lifestyle that you're living. It's going to cause less stress. And I'm all about us changing. If something wants to change with the healthcare system, if you really want to see change with we were looking up healthcare this week, and we were like, it costs how much? Something is broken here, and in order for it to change, we have to change. It has to change on the ground floor. We have to be the people who create the change, and this is how we do it, by educating everybody around us and encouraging people to drink it. So now you know all about it, and some people ask, you can tell them. And at the very least, you can show them your results, and maybe that will make them believers. So we got another 77 days. Drink it for the entire 80 days. I guarantee you're going to feel something different. And if you don't, then I would definitely go see a doctor because something is wrong. All right, you guys, bye.